Hi everyone, and welcome to Weekly Cooking with Becky. There's just a twist. I'm not cooking this week. This week is the week of Thanksgiving, and so I just really wanted to come on here and just give some encouraging advice to all of you guys. Instead of worrying about every little detail about Thanksgiving and the meal that you're going to eat, let's think about how to enjoy Thanksgiving in a way that you can still cheat a little bit and still be healthy. For example, I remember when I was doing my weight loss program, and one of the things that the doctor told me was make sure that you have a super healthy breakfast filled with lots of protein. Make sure that your snacking, your snack foods, are filled with raw veggies, raw berries, and something like a ranch dressing. Then eat your meal. So, for example, for breakfast, there's plenty of recipes for keto pancakes, or just make up some bacon and eggs. Just have some bacon and eggs for breakfast. You'll be fine, and that's high protein. That's a no carb breakfast, and you'll be good to go. If you want to do a couple pieces of French toast, do a keto bread and a sugar-free sweetener, and enjoy with your family. As you munch on food throughout the day, depending on what time you eat, get a veggie tray, have some broccoli, have some cauliflower, have some of those types of food. Feel free to have other foods there. Feel free to have carrots and tomatoes and whatnot. Tomatoes are okay too. A variety for everybody, but stick mostly to the broccoli and cauliflower, maybe 1 or 2 carrots, and use a ranch dressing, and you're gonna be fine. Then when it's time to have the big meal, commit to bringing something that you know is healthy. Commit to it. For example, maybe you want to bring this year a vegetable. I will tell you, a green bean, a wonderful, super, super easy dish. If you did bacon and eggs for breakfast, you save 4 to 5 pieces of bacon, and you save some of the fat from the pan. Actually, probably all of the fat, probably. And you take frozen green beans and you put them in a bowl. You add the fat from the bacon grease. You dump a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing in it, and you stir it all up. It makes its own dressing. You crumble bacon over the top, and you use that instead of a green bean casserole. It's good. It's really good. Or have a broccoli cheese side dish, or like a cauliflower broccoli cheese. Have something with a root vegetable as your contribution. And then let the other stuff be there. If you like cauli mash or turnip mash, I'm really getting into this turnip thing. Literally peel, cut the turnips, and cook them exactly the same. Add some butter, add some cream, bring it. Don't tell anyone. Serve them side by side. But what I'm going to say is this. Don't tell yourself no on the other foods. Measure it. The first year I was losing weight, I still had like 40 pounds to go on the first Thanksgiving. I took a 1 quarter measuring cup, just a 1 quarter measuring cup. And one of the traditions in our family is buttered corn. Butter fine, corn not so good. Corn is a starchy, sugary food, but it's a tradition. The other thing is crescent rolls. And I knew I could make a low carb roll, but I knew I was making all these crescent rolls. Those were my 2 items. And I literally measured 1/4 cup of corn, and I took 1 crescent roll. Everything else, that year I did do cauli mash. This year I'm actually going to do cauli mash and add a smidge of potatoes to it. Literally a smidge. So it's mostly cauliflower with a touch of potatoes so that people can't really taste the cauliflower. But that's what you do. I'm making my own keto stuffing. I learned how to do that last year. You can bake keto bread until it becomes like a crouton. You can use pork rinds. You can do that stuff. You don't have to do the other stuff. But that's up to you. If you're going to eat stuffing, 1/4 cup. Basically, the rule of thumb from my doctor and my advice to you is 2 items on your meal plate, and stick to 1/4 cup. So for me, it's the buttered corn and the roll. Everything else has got to be legit, and I'm in maintenance mode, and it's still going to be legit. So I'm going to have the cauli. I'm going to have the turkey. I'm trying to think of what all we're having for dinner that day, and I'm going to have green beans. I'm going to have a smidge. I might not even do 1/4 cup of corn since I'm having green beans. I might only do 1/8 of a cup. But that's my point. I'm allowing myself a few bites of what everybody's eating. Next, desserts. Oh my goodness, desserts. I do make low carb desserts here at the house. However, if you're going somewhere, maybe bring, on my channel, there is a 2-ingredient 0 net carb fudge. Actually, I call it just 0 carb fudge, but it's a 2-ingredient net carb fudge. So it's really net carbs. It's a winner. It's great. If you're on my Facebook page, Living Low Carb with Becky, there's recipes on how to make a low carb pumpkin pie. There's lots of things. If you like 7-layer bars, instead of the sweetened condensed milk, you make the keto sweetened condensed milk, and you pour it over sugar-free chocolate chips and butterscotch chips and your nuts and coconut and whatever, and you modify it and you adjust. So you can do that. But let's say you don't do a dessert and you go somewhere and there is pie after pie after pie. Give yourself a sliver that has maybe 2 bites of one pie and a sliver that has 2 bites of another pie. That's it. But you will have still had a couple bites of some pie, and you'll have had a couple bites of something at dinner. Don't just not eat on Thanksgiving because you're afraid not to. Join your family, but keep the bigger portions to the low carb foods, and then reduce on the other stuff. If you're in the process of losing weight, do it for one day and get right back on the low carb lifestyle or the keto lifestyle for those of you who are following me, or the paleo or Mediterranean. I know we've got a few different groups in here. And if you're already maintaining, you might be able to handle 2 days, but then get back on it, because there is a higher level of carb count with adding some cheats. So if you do it for 2 days, go right back to it, get pretty strict. But there's no reason that you need to gain. What may end up happening is for 1 week you may plateau. So let me just be honest, you may plateau, but then you live clean and clear, and literally you do the same thing at Christmas. So just so you know, when it comes to holidays, make it so you can enjoy it with your family. Don't beat yourself up over it. Choose to bring something, or choose to have stuff available that you can eat. Look at the other foods. Do you really want them? And if you do, take 2 to 3 bites worth, and that's it. You had enough, and move on. Your brain is happy, and you still had it. So this is just my pep talk. So I hope that helps you. Flavored waters, flavored teas when they're drinking champagne, things like that. 0 sugar sodas, regular water, coffees with, heavy cream and stevia, things like that throughout the day. Stay hydrated, choose well, but enjoy your Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy it. This is the time to enjoy. If you want to look up any of my recipes from last year, I will tell you the magic bars and the sweetened condensed milk are on the YouTube channel that I made. They're really easy, and it's just a way of cutting back on some carbs. But if you don't want to, don't. Just eat smart, cheat smart, get back on it. And next week, I will have a very low carb meal It'll be great, and it'll be something that we can all be happy and reset with and go into the next holiday and know that we're going to be okay. So with that said, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week. Bye.